Do you guys remember when the company All Pedal released the incredible Jeff Loomis Devil's Triad? Were you one of the people that wanted to buy this pedal but couldn't soil your good reputation by having something like a reverb and a delay in your pedal collection? You know, effects used by weak people that play weak music and have feelings. I don't care if your wife of 20 years left you, took the kids and everything that you own. This is metal. Man, this intro really got off track. Well, you're in luck. Other than the wife and kids thing, I can't help you with that. Because today, All Pedal and Jeff Loomis have teamed up to release exactly what you're after. The Devil's Triad Essentials Overdrive and Boost Pedal. Let's do it! Alright guys, hope you're doing great out there today. If this is your first time here at my channel, my name's Kyle. Hi. What I typically do is I take all sorts of awesome high-gain related guitar equipment, record it with a simple setup, and I give you the unprocessed audio on your end. So if you're into E-standard thrash riffs, dropsy hardcore riffs, and dudes that always wear a helmet when they ride their motorcycle, you're in the right place. I'm really running out of stuff to say there. Consider hitting the like button, subscribing on your way out, so you don't miss any more of my stuff. Thanks. Turbo intro. All right, guys, so today, super exciting day. As I mentioned in the intro, we are checking out the all-new pedal from All Pedal that's new. This is the Jeff Loomis Devil's Triad Essentials pedal, and what it is an overdrive and a boost together as one. Now, we have featured All Pedal many times on the channel here, but the last time that we did, it actually was for the Jeff Loomis Devil's Triad pedal. Now, this pedal was an overdrive, a boost, and a reverb and delay all in one single box. This is like the lead player's dream pedal, which makes a whole lot of sense because Jeff Loomis helped design it. And honestly, when I reviewed this pedal and I reviewed the drive and the boost side, because I don't touch weak loser stuff like reverb and delay, I was really happy with the tones that I was able to get out of this, and I was really happy with how the pedal responded in front of a few different choice amplifiers. And honestly, the only reason that I don't use it more is because it is a very large form factor, and basically I just wanted to cut the pedal in half. But Jeff Loomis and our friends over at All Pedal are very smart, because they did just that. And I'm sure it has nothing to do with me telling them to do that multiple times. But real quick, before we get further into this video, I do want to let you know this is a sponsored video. All Pedal have paid me to share the Devil's Triad Essentials pedal with you guys here on the channel. So feel free to take everything that I have to say with a massive grain of salt. You're more than fair to do so, but just know you're gonna get my honest thoughts and opinions as you always do. So taking a quick look at the pedal before we dive into some sounds, we've got three basically different columns of controls here, and we've got two switches. So over here on the right, we've got the drive switch, and this kicks on the drive portion of the pedal. And controlling the drive portion of the pedal are these black knobs here. So we've got, obviously, like pretty much every overdrive in existence, a volume and a gain control. But in the middle, what is very unique about this pedal is we have a 3-band EQ, but it's not just a regular 3-band EQ. It's an active 3-band EQ with a significant amount of boost and cut built into each control. So we have really a ton of tone shaping abilities, a huge range of EQ available to us in order to shape our tone going into the amplifier. And as you guys know, I'm a big fan of that because as somebody who plays different amplifiers, as somebody who owns a ton of different amplifiers, not every overdrive works great with every amp. So we're really gonna be able to fine tune our signal going into each of these three very different amplifiers and get the results that we desire out of it. But that brings us to what's even more unique about this pedal. Over here, we've got the boost section of the pedal. And we've got two red knobs that indicate that they belong to the boost side of the pedal. So we've got that 20 decibels of boost that was available in the Devil's Triad regular pedal. So not only do we have boost in both of these available, but if we dial them down to their minimal settings, it actually gives us a little or a small amount of cut. So not only can you use this as a boost pedal, if you actually want to kick in the pedal to remove some of your volume and some of your gain from your tone, I said game, not gain, for certain parts of a song, you can do that. So again, we've got even more flexibility, but overall dialing them up just a little bit gets them to unity, and then the further you dial them past unity, the more volume and the more gain you're gonna get. Now, the boost side of this pedal actually does not go into the circuit unless the drive is active. So even though our red light is on right here, this is actually still not in the circuit. It doesn't come in until you kick it on with the drive foot switch. So we've got tons of tonal variation, tons of output variation built into this pedal. And why I love that we've got a 3-band EQ here is because typically when you use just like a straight volume boost in front of an amplifier, it tends to fatten it up the more you dial that boost up. And this is no exception, but we can dial this boost all the way up to get as much output out of this pedal as we possibly could, but we can also come down here and shave off the bass so that it's not adding a big, bulbous, farty low end. The reason that your wife and children left you in the first place. And of course, we've got a mid and treble control in order to further tailor that signal for the amplifier that you are using the pedal on. I can't believe people pay me to do this. So with that being said, we're gonna jump in. We've got 3 choice amplifiers here, and we're really going to be able to test out this pedal and what it can do on all 3 of these amplifiers. So on that intro clip, I was using my Grisenia Royale guitar, and the pickup in here is very, very similar to a Seymour Duncan distortion. We were going into the EVH 5150 50-watt 6L6 Stealth. Boy, what a mouthful. That's what she said, and all of that is going into our Friedman 212 with vintage 30s, SM57 on the V30. So real quick, let's revisit that, and then we'll jump into the other amplifiers and explore what this bad boy can really do. So as you can see, yes, the boost side is noisy because it's got a ton of output and gain, but as you can see, we are adding a lot of output and gain with the boost side, but we are also tailoring the sound. We're tightening things up with the drive side. I have it dialed in, as you guys see here. Real quick, let's run through the EQ controls. I'm gonna set them all at noon, which is basically neutral. They will neither cut nor boost those frequencies, and then we'll just kind of quickly roll through them so you guys can see how much of a difference the EQ makes. right, so as you can see, massive sweeps across all three knobs. Overall, I would say the voicing of this pedal, very, very modern, especially the way that it accentuates the high end. So all you genty boys out there, I think you're really, really gonna like this one. For me personally, who doesn't love that super modern, kind of quacky high and high mid, we have the ability to dial those back and still get the benefits of the boost. So again, man, this thing can really work for anybody. And when you start really tuning low or using extended range guitars or 7/8 string guitars, you're really gonna be able to tighten up that signal and add a lot of top end in order to keep your clarity and your cut. And now we're gonna kind of do the same thing with the boost. So I'm gonna click in the boost and then I'm gonna show you the differences that the pre and post controls make. I'm actually gonna start with both of these at noon and then I will slowly adjust. So as you can see, it is adding a ton of output. We can add a lot of saturation via both the boost and the pre-gain, or we can kind of fine tune them depending on if you like the sound of one being boosted over the other. You really do have a ton of control over the sound that you're going for. All right, so we heard it on the EVH 5150 Stealth. Let's move it over to the Marshall 2203X, the JCM 800, an amp that does not have very much gain, and basically see if we can get this thing into modern high gain territory using just this pedal. I don't know why I did it like that. Let's do it. All right, guys, so we are on the Marshall JCM 800 2203 reissue. I'm gonna play the amp with no pedal engaged, and then I'm gonna engage the drive side, and then finally I'll engage the boost side, and then someday I'll learn how to speak English words. Guys, so as you can see, it takes the 2203X in its stock form from a flumpy, dumpy, really boring, high gain wannabe into a freaking seriously super tight, aggressive, and fully saturated modern high gain tone. Last but not least, let's take it down to the Mesa Tremoverb. Let's grab a guitar that is in drop C and give the ultimate overdrive test for a Mesa rectifier. Can this pedal actually tighten this amplifier up in drop tunings? Okay guys, going into the front of the Mesa dual rectifier Tremoverb, we have this kind of setup as a traditional overdrive. Again, still on the drive side, I'm cutting out a little bit of low end, boosting the mids just a tad, and again, bringing that kind of very modern high end out of the signal a little bit. Here is the amp tone with no drive. So very flubby, very ugly, not high gain at all. Now let's turn on the drive. And also real quick, I forgot to mention the guitar that I'm using for this drop C segment is the Grisenia Nero Empress standard guitar. And we have a Seymour Duncan Pegasus in the bridge. It's magical. right, so significantly tightened up the low end of this very big and boomy amplifier, and obviously added a lot of output, but let's see if we can kind of take it even further by pulling even more gain out of the rectifier, because once again, the rectifier, very well known for being muddy once you turn that gain up past noon. And let's see if we can kind of compensate with the boost side of the pedal. All right, so dialing it a little bit, I think I've got it dialed in really nicely, and we're getting a little bit of a clearer, less muddy, and very saturated high gain sound. All right, guys, that is gonna do it for me today on the Jeff Loomis and All Pedal Devil's Triad Essentials Drive and Boost. What did you guys think about this pedal? Let me know down below in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on the sound of this pedal, the functionality of this pedal, the aesthetic of this pedal, which I completely forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, but All Pedal literally always knocks it out of the park when it comes to their, not only just the graphic work on their stuff, but the finish is top notch as well. Really, really great looking pedal. But yeah, whatever your thoughts are about this pedal, are you gonna buy one for yourself? Did you like the tones that I was getting out of it? Or did you think it sounded awful and it looks stupid? Whatever it is, leave it down below in the comments of this video. This pedal is available today, but there are literally only going to be 200 pedals in this first run, and I don't know if they're doing another run or not. This pedal is gonna be $250. So if you guys want to pick this up and you don't wanna miss out, make sure to go down below, check the link in the description, pick one up for yourself, and then throw it through your neighbor's front window and brag about how you got one and they didn't. So that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to All Pedal for sponsoring this video. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please do. It would really help my self-esteem. And I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Kyle here again. We'll see you next time. It's me.
You know what this wall is missing? Another amp. There we go.